Hello and welcome to our August Tullie Textiles session. I thought this month we'd have a bit of fun and a bit of play and we'd have a go at making pom-poms. So I'm going to show you how to make them using Pom Pom Makers, and if you haven't got Pom Pom Makers, no need to go out and get them specially. I'm going to show you how to make them using cardboard as well. So without further ado, let's get making. I've got 3 different types of Pom Pom making tools to show you today. So the first one is very simple. It's just circles of cardboard with circles cut in the middle, so little donuts. So anyone who's of a certain age will probably remember making pom-poms like this. This is certainly how I learned to do them. However, if you've ever come across Pom Pom Makers, they are much easier to use, and I've got 2 different types to show you. So to make your pom-poms, you're going to need some form of pom-pom maker, either one of these, and I'll talk about those when we get to them, some cardboard. You're going to need something to make your pom-pom with, so some yarn, some string, anything linear that you can wind round, a nice sharp pair of scissors, and you might find a yarn needle useful. So let's get cracking. So we're going to start with the old school method of making pom-poms, which involves using cardboard circles. With all the types of pom-pom, the bigger your circle, the bigger your pom-pom. So if you want a big pom-pom, cut big circles. If you want a small pom-pom, cut small circles. Again, the hole in the middle, the bigger this is, the fluffier your pom-pom will be. But you want to try and keep kind of the proportions roughly like this, so roughly like a ring donut. Again, when you're cutting a bigger circle from cardboard, you obviously want a bigger inner, but not so big. Try not to make it too thin around the edge. And it's really, really simple. There is a reason we have 2, which will become clear as you go along. So don't skimp, don't think you can get away with just 1. You can, but it's much easier with 2. So have your 2 circles of cardboard together. And what I've done is I've just cut myself some very long bits of wool, and I've got 2 different colours. I've got this nice kind of aqua colour and a nice bright pink. And we're going to start with the edges at the edge of the pom-pom. And I'm going to get the other end of my long piece of string and I'm going to feed it through, like so, all the way through. And I'm going to wrap it round and feed it through the centre. Bring it through, wrap, round and round, and basically we're going to keep doing this until we've filled this hole in the centre. So you can see why you might want your yarn needle, because once this gets nice and full, you might need a yarn needle to get it through the centre. So with these ends, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to tuck them under so that they don't come undone, and I'm just going to carry on working my way around this pom-pom. Just go round and round and round. So I've been going round and round my pom-pom, and as you can see, the hole in the middle has almost disappeared. I switched over to using a yarn needle because obviously it was getting difficult to get the yarn through the centre otherwise. So I'm just going to work my way through this last bit of string, and it really is worth filling up the centre hole. It will give you a much fluffier, much more satisfying pom-pom. So we'll just use up this bit of yarn, almost there, and then we'll get on to the next stage. So I've got my 2 donuts of cardboard wrapped round nice and thickly with the yarn. So now we need to make it into a pom-pom. So what we're going to do is we're going to cut all the way around this edge. And this is why you'll want a nice sharp pair of scissors. Don't try and do the whole lot at once, just go a few threads at a time. There we go. So you can see my cardboard there. So I'm just going to work my way around. Snip, snip, snip. These actually aren't as sharp as I thought, but that's okay. We'll persevere, keep going round. Don't worry too much if it's looking a bit uneven, we can always give it a little haircut afterwards. So I'm getting there, slowly but surely, almost round. So I'm just going round with my scissors, snipping all those ends, getting my thumb stuck, not so good. There we go. There we are. So all the way round, you can see the cardboard in the middle. So we're ready for the final bit. So we're going to take another length of our yarn. Well, we are if we can find the end anyway. There we go. There we go. So length of yarn, snip that off. And this is why we need the two, there's another thread I've missed there, the two bits of cardboard, because what we're going to do is we're going to take the yarn in between the two circles of cardboard. So it's going right in between those two discs, and we're going to tie it round. Okay, so it's gone in between the two circles, right round the middle of the pom-pom, and we're going to tie it as tightly as you can without breaking it. This is really important. Definitely do a double knot to secure it, and then I like to go, just for extra security, back the other way. So I'm tying in between my two circles of cardboard, nice and tight. Double knot to secure. And then these ends you can either leave for attaching to other things, or you can trim off. And what we're going to do with the cardboard is just rip it and take it out, and that can then go in the recycling. And that's our first pom-pom made. Now obviously I've got some random longer bits here, so we're just going to give it a quick haircut. And there we go. There's pom-pom number one. So if you haven't got Pom Pom Makers, you can still make beautiful fluffy pom-poms. But next up, I'm going to show you how to make beautiful fluffy pom-poms with the Pom Pom Makers. So there are various different types of Pom Pom Makers available, but the most common type that you'll come across are these ones and these ones, and they work in a very, very similar way. Now, if you remember when we made the cardboard pom-poms, what we basically had was two donuts that held together, and these things work in the same way. So I'm going to start off with this one. Now it's got little clips on, so the first thing you want to do is make sure that the clips are open, and open them out into two W shapes. And we're going to line them up together. So like we had two bits of cardboard, you want two circles. So each pom-pom maker consists of two circles, or when they're opened up, two W's. And what we want is we want these bumps, so one side's got little bumps in, we want those bumps in the middle. So the bumps are going in the middle, and if we look at it this way, you can see that's going to give us a space in between, like we had with our cardboard donut. So when we were using cardboard, we basically had a shape like this and we wrapped round and round. This works in the same way, but is a bit easier to use because we're going to wrap in two halves. So once you've got your two bits together with the bumps in the middle, so we've got that little bit of space, all you need to do is grab your yarn and wrap and keep on wrapping and wrap and wrap and wrap. And basically we're going to keep going until this is full, and when this is full, we're going to do the same on the other side. So you can see I've got this fully wrapped now, and one thing that's really important when you're doing this is to make sure that you keep these bits clear. So make sure that when you're wrapping you don't go over any of these bits. You want these bits to be clear. That's quite important. And once it's done, basically you're going to put the two together, use the little clips to hold it in place, and you can see that's looking very like when we had our cardboard donut. Now just before I get to cutting that, I'm going to show you the other type of pom-pom maker, because this works in a very, very similar way. So again, it's got two kind of sets of arms that open out. So if you think about our W that we had with this Pom Pom Maker, it's kind of like that, but we've got two U shapes. So basically you open it out and wrap it up, same as we did before. So in true Blue Peter style, here we go. So I've got my two bits wrapped up like in that one, and then they just fit back together like that. So for making both of these, we need to do as we did with the cardboard pom-pom, and we need to go round, snipping through all those layers. So if you remember on this one, we had the bumps in the middle, and what that does is it makes it nice and easy to get your scissors into the gap, and you should hopefully be able to whiz round fairly quickly. And to the side, there we go. Lovely jubbly. See, this is going to be a nice fluffy one. There we go. And again with this one, because it's got the two arms, you should hopefully be able just to get your scissors in between there. Just remember to keep this closed as you're snipping through, otherwise you might have a small issue. So okay, hopefully that wasn't too far off camera. So making sure that those arms are staying clipped up as we whiz round this one. Almost there. There we go. So I've got these two cut, and again, before we open them out again, we need to fasten them off. So let's do this one first. We'll cut ourselves a length of the yarn, and then it's going in between the two circles. So right through the middle, round, all the way round, and we're going to tie it off again as tightly as we can. So I've got a couple of threads that I missed there, so let's make sure that we snip those. There we go. So tying that as tightly as I can without snapping the yarn. Double knot to make sure it's not coming undone. And then, say, just for security, I like to go round again. So again, just tie it off nice and tightly in the middle, pulling it all together. I'm going to leave these in case I want to tie it onto anything, and then we unclip the two halves, open them out again into our W, and there we've got a lovely fluffy pom-pom. And once again, give it a quick trim. There we go. And we've got another pom-pom to add to the one we made with our cardboard Pom Pom Makers. So finally we're going to tie this one off, and I'm sure by now you can guess how this is going to work. So we're going to cut ourselves a length of the thread. We can see the two halves of the Pom Pom Maker, so once again it's going in between the two halves. And we're going to tie it off nice and tightly. So again, pulling that yarn as tight as we can without snapping it. Double knot for security. Back round this side and tie it again. What will happen if you don't tie it off is you'll just end up with a lovely pile of cut threads, which might not be all that helpful to you. There we go. So I've tied those off. Just a little bit. Did I miss a bit there? We'll soon find out. I don't think I did. And this one is a little bit different. So where on the other one we opened it out that way, and we could just take it out, this one you do actually have to pull the two halves apart. So grab hold of these bits, the white in this case, and it should just come off like that, and that will give you your pom-pom ready for its hairdo. Quick trim, and then hopefully that bit doesn't fall off when you do yours, but when you come to put these back together, it just goes back together like that. That one obviously needs to go onto there, and that fits back together like that, ready to make another pom-pom. So there we have 3 delightfully fluffy pom-poms made using slightly different methods, but you get much the same result at the end. Really quick and easy to do. Make garlands from them, make wreaths from them, put eyes on them and make them into little animals. It's a good way to use up scraps of yarn. Whatever you decide to do with them, have fun. And as always, if you've got any suggestions or comments, leave them for me below. If you've got any ideas of what you'd like to see in future Tullie Textile sessions, just let me know and we'll see what we can do. But thank you for joining me, and I'll see you next month.